Welcome back, students. Today I am going to discuss about culture media, animals and culture media. So we all know that what is the importance of media, why media is important, and why without media cells cannot be cultured in vitro. So our topic today is culture media. Okay, we know that each and every cell require nutrition. Okay, nutritional factors such as growth factors, hormones, stromal factors, which are very important for their growth and development. So all the cells require nutritional factors. Okay, nutritional factors, hormones as well as stromal factors, and all these are provided by the help of culture media. So by the name it is very clear that the media which is being responsible for the culture of animal cells, for the growth of animal cells, so for the development of animal cells are known as culture media. Okay, so these all nutritional factors, hormones, growth factors, stromal factors, these all are being provided to animal cells in vitro so that they can grow, they can develop, they can divide. So this is the culture media. Culture media means media in which cells can be cultured, grow, develop, survive. So now it should be clear to you that what is the meaning of culture media and how it is important. So now we will discuss that nutrient media or culture media which is used for culture of animal cells must be able to support the growth. They must be able to support the GD, means growth and development. Okay, so the culture media which is used for animal cells can be categorized into two categories, and these two categories are natural media and artificial media, in which serum can be present or serum cannot be present. So natural and artificial media. So today I will discuss mainly about the natural media. So what is natural media? Okay, so choice of media. So first of all I would like to discuss that choice of media depends upon which conditions, which type of criteria. So choice of media does depend upon the types of cells, which are to be cultured, Okay, so this is the first condition, first criteria, and the second one is what is the objective of culture, objective of cell culture. So these two are the criteria on the basis of which the media can be chosen. Okay, so choice of media does depend upon two factors: type of cells to be cultured and what is the objective of culture. Now there are some different types of cells which we know that normal cells, transformed cells, as well as immortalized cells. So different types of cells are normal cells, which are otherwise also known as non-transformed cells. They have not been transformed. And second one is transformed cells, and third one is immortalized cells. Okay, so now we will consider first type of cells, that is that are normal cells. Okay, so we know that normal cells are having a fixed lifespan, are having a finite lifespan. So in case of normal cells, they are having finite lifespan. They are generally non-transformed cells. Okay, so normal, in case of normal cells, these are maintained as or these are known as primary culture, when normal cells are being cultured first time, so directly from the animal cells or animal tissues or animal body, they are known as primary cultures. And these primary cultures are supposed from healthy tissues or healthy body, healthy tissue or healthy body, and they just require the defined quantities of protein growth factors. Okay, they require a defined quantity of growth factors, proteins, as well as hormones. But this is not with the case of immortalized cells. What happens in case of immortalized cells? In case of immortalized cells, either how they become immortalized, either spontaneously, either by spontaneous conditions or spontaneously they become immortalized, either spontaneously or by transfection with some viruses, or by transfection with some viruses or viral sequences. Okay, so either of the two way they become immortalized. But what happens in case of immortalized cells? In case of immortalized cells, they produce most of these factors. Okay, so what are those factors? Growth proteins, growth factors, proteins, as well as hormones. So they produces most of these factors, but still they need some of the factors. Okay, in case of immortalized cells, they still need some of the factors, and which are present in serum. So in case of normal cells, we have seen that they do not require extra, means they require defined quantities of growth factors, proteins and hormones. But in case of immortalized cells, which have become immortalized by the means of spontaneously or after transfection with some viral sequences, they just they can produce some of the factors, but still they are in need of these factors which are present in serum, Okay, so now in case of transformed cell, okay, I have not discussed transformed cell. So what happens in case of transformed cells? In case of transformed cells, they are having some malignant properties there. That's why they are known as transformed. Okay, they are having malignant properties, and they synthesize it because they are having malignant properties. They are being transformed, so they just synthesize their own growth factors. They are well capable to synthesize their own growth factors, and as well as proteins or hormones which will be responsible, or which is responsible for their growth and development. So they don't require from outside. They just synthesize. They can synthesize their growth factors. In fact, addition of growth factors may be detrimental to them. Okay, so sometimes if we add some of the extra growth factors to them, or extra hormones or proteins to them, they may be detrimental. They can induce, or they can produce harmful effect to them, or detrimental effect to them. Okay, so they can be detrimental. Some of these cultures may require okay, but still some of the transformed cells may require insulin, transferrin. Okay, some of the cells also require lipids. So insulin, transferrin, lipids, etc. So in spite of synthesizing their own growth factors, hormone, still some of the transformed cells also require insulin, transferrin and lipid, or some of the other growth factors. Okay, so these all are the requirements of the growth factors, proteins. So this is different. The requirement is different in case of different types of animal cells. Now, as I have told that today I will discuss about the natural media, natural cell culture media. So, first of all, I should rub it. natural media basically consists of natural biological fluids. What components natural media does consist of? Natural media consists of naturally occurring biological fluids. Okay, biological fluid such as biological fluids, clots or coagula. So there are three different categories we just divide: clots or coagula. Okay, biological fluids, as well as tissue extracts. So these are the three main components of natural culture media. So one by one I am going to discuss one by one. So first we will take clots. Okay, so first one is clots. So I would like to tell you that clots are the most common. Okay, clots are the most common. For example, plasma clots. Okay, so plasma clots are being used since a long time. Plasma clots. One of the best example is plasma clots. It is being used since a long time, and it can also be prepared in laboratory. Okay, and usually from the blood of male fowl. Okay, so from the male fowl, it can be prepared in laboratory, and it is also being produced commercially, as well as it is being available commercially in the market. It is available commercially in the market in the form of liquid. Okay, in the form of either liquid or lyophilized state. Also, either in liquid form or in lyophilized state. It is available commercially in the market also. So plasma clots are the most commonly used, and but there is one precaution. Okay, so there is one precaution to use plasma clots. And what is that precaution? The blood clotting must be avoided. Okay, blood clotting problem should be there, can be there. Blood clotting problem can be there. So blood clotting must be avoided during the preparation. So while preparation of the plasma clots, there can be formation of blood clots. So one of the best precaution we have to take during the preparation of plasma clots is to avoid the clotting during its preparation. So this is the precaution we have to take while preparation of the plasma clots. Now second one is biological fluids. So different types of biological fluids can be used as natural media to culture the animal cells, and some of the natural biological fluids are amniotic fluid, okay, ascitic fluid, okay, and one more, humors from eye. Okay, humors from eye, pleural fluid, and some more humor from eye. Okay, hemolymph of insects, hemolymph. There are many more. Hemolymph of insects. Okay, and most important is serum. Most important one is serum, which is the most commonly used, and all these are being used, but among them serum is the most commonly used, and especially it is being obtained from the human blood. It is obtained from adult human blood. Actually, from adult blood it is being obtained, adult human blood, as well as horse blood or calf blood. So in case of calf blood, if this calf is a fetus, if it is a fetus, then it is known as fetal calf serum. Okay, fetal calf serum. If the calf is a newborn, then it is known as newborn calf serum. And if it is from adult calf, adult, then it is known as calf serum. Okay, adult calf serum. So the fetal calf serum is the most commonly used among all these types of calf serum. Fetal calf serum means it has been derived from a fetus calf, then it is known as fetal calf serum, and it is the most commonly used. It is being used in most of the types of animal cell culture. So fetal calf serum is the most common. Okay, so serum is the serum is the liquid exuded. So serum is the liquid exuded from coagulating blood, right? Coagulating blood. And different preparation of serum differ in their properties, and they differ in their properties by the way they are prepared. So different types of different preparation of serum differ in their properties. Okay, and so they have to be tested for sterility and toxicity before use. So there can be a chance of contamination, there can be a chance of toxicity, because different types of preparation methods are there for different types of serum. So before their use, one of the precaution we have to take, that before use, the toxicity or sterility, to check contamination, before use, sterility or toxicity parameters, or toxicity and sterility should be checked about that serum before use. Okay, so these are the informations about the biological fluids. Now come to tissue extracts. About tissue extracts, which can also be used for the preparation of natural media, or to serve natural media for the growth of for the culture of animal cells. So cheek embryo extract is most commonly used. So in case of tissue extract, cheek embryo extract is being used. Cheek embryo extract, sometimes bovine embryo extracts, sometimes bovine embryo extract. So cheek embryo extract as well as bovine embryo extract are being also used in a common way. Okay, so these are the different tissue extracts which tissue extract used are. Okay, so some other tissue extracts are also used, such as liver. Okay, such as liver, spleen, leukocytes, etc. Okay, and these tissue extracts can be substituted by the amino acids. These tissue extracts, if somebody don't want to use the tissue extract, so these tissue extracts can be substituted by the use of amino acids and certain other organic compounds. Okay. So one important point I would like to tell you, that natural media are mostly used for the culture of organ culture, and especially for the cells of animals and or animal cell culture. Artificial media is being used most commonly. Artificial media is used, and artificial media can be used with serum or without serum. So natural media I have discussed today, natural media, and natural media is basically for the culture of organ culture, especially for the organ culture. But artificial media is being used to culture the animal cells. So in my next upcoming video tutorial, I will be discussing about the artificial media which is being used, or which is being applied, or which is being most commonly used for the culturing of culture of animal cells. So with this, thank you all. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.